Hello Internet, my name is Vic, and welcome to an update video of my testosterone. I don't know why I just said it like that. I haven't done an update video in about 4 months. The last one I did was kind of more of a comparative between, March 2020, December of 2018. I haven't done like just a update video, so I think it's about time that I do that because there have been, I don't want to say more changes, but my changes have been progressing a lot better because I've actually been taking my shots like I'm supposed to. I wasn't really doing my shots like I should. It was more of just like, oh yeah, I gotta do my shot, even though I didn't do it the week before. So it was almost like I was just doing a shot 2 out of the 4 weeks of the month. And I'm supposed to be doing them every week. So it's not like anything was going back or anything like that. It was just my changes were kind of slowly progressing as opposed to, progressing as they should for me personally. Everyone's different. I've said this 1,000 times, but everyone's different. I had an appointment with Planned Parenthood, all the days are running together. Sometime, I think last month, and I actually did an online appointment because of COVID. I didn't go into the clinic, but I did over the phone, and I got my refills. So I kind of want to talk about that first, and then my changes or my progression. I've been doing intermuscular shots since November of 2018, and those were the shots that were in the leg with the giant ass needle. I did those shots for a while, but because my muscle started developing more in my legs and my fat was redistributing, there wasn't as much like meat on my thighs as much as it is just straight muscle. So it was becoming more and more painful. And I moved. So I switched pharmacies that I was getting my needles from, and they never seemed to get it quite right. When I went in the pharmacy and was like, hey, I need this and this for testosterone, they kind of panicked because I guess where I live, it's not very common. So I ended up talking to my doctor about that on the phone, and she suggested that I just switch to sub-Q, which is in like the fatty tissue. It's not in your muscle, and that's like a higher layer than your muscle. So the shots I've been doing for the past, like, since I had that appointment, which I feel terrible for not remembering the exact day, but honestly, who's counting at this point? I have been giving myself sub-Q shots in my butt cheek. And I never thought I would be able to do a shot in my butt cheek because it's like, I don't know, there was that fear there that was like, oh no, it's going to hurt really bad. But it actually doesn't hurt at all. It hurts a lot less than my intermuscular shots were feeling, especially towards the end of doing them. So I do my shot in like my upper butt cheek. There is quite a lot of fat there. I have cake. So that's not a problem. Those needles they're short and they're very like tiny, and it hardly feels like a little pinch, and it's been great. It's been easy. I've been maintaining doing a shot every Monday. Mondays just typically tend to be better for me. As far as my work schedule goes, I work Monday through Friday, 6 to 3, 8 hours straight of lifting groceries and totes, which are very heavy. So having that shot on Monday at the beginning of my work week helps me get through the whole week and, have that strength. Because when you're a couple of days before shot day, your body just kind of feels, I don't want to say weak, because it's not weak, it's just like your body's kind of ready for that testosterone rush. I'm gonna just go from head to toe because it's easier that way for me to kind of remember everything. As far as hairline, still haven't had any changes. It's still, you know, very much regular, I guess. My eyebrows are still continuing to fill out. My face shape has changed. I noticed looking back at pictures around a year ago, I was 7 months, 8 months on testosterone. My face was very chunky. I had what a lot of trans guys like to call chubby T-face, because your fat is still kind of figuring out what to do. So your face kind of looks a little bit more chubby because you don't have as much of a jawline filled out, squared out. But looking back on those pictures from a year ago, I definitely see, like, especially when I smile, I mean, yeah, I have kind of chunky cheeks anyways, but before it was like there was no definition. Now it's very, like, straightened out. Facial hair. So for a period of time, I'd say for about maybe 2-3 months, I dyed my beard. I used Just for Men. I think it was jet black or dark black color. And you could, I mean, I dyed my sideburns, my beard part, my mustache, and it really was pronounced. I think around then I actually dyed my hair black too, so it was looking like really dark. But the way the Just for Men works is you dye it every 3 months, so it kind of like fades a little bit, just like regular hair dye. It'll fade. But I haven't dyed my beard in a little while now. I'd say about a month. And it's just, this is natural now. So, I mean, you can definitely see it, especially compared to my other videos where I'm showing my beard. But it's, I haven't really shaped it much. I think it's kind of funny that my beard is coming in the way I used to, because I used to do makeup beards before I was on T. It's actually coming in that way, the way I used to do it. But it's, like, naturally coming in along my jawline. Down here is still kind of like right here. It's not as full as this side, but it's still very dark. You can still see it very well. My mustache is coming in all the way across. It definitely looks darker when I dye it, but still, as far as my mustache goes, like, this is a lot different than before. And I've been shaving. I bought a razor the other day, but down here, I shaved this yesterday. And it's already coming back in like stubble. Right here too, like on my cheeks, it's kind of coming in. So I think I've decided to just stop. Like today, I decided to just stop shaving it. Just stop. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, touch up my cheeks. I'm not gonna touch up down here. I'm just gonna let it grow and see what happens. I do have hair that will just kind of like stick out like this, especially in the morning when I wake up. Like, you can even kind of see how it's doing now. Like, there's a few hairs that'll just, there's one, that'll just stick like straight out. I don't really know what to do with that. So, and I'm not trying to thin my beard out because it's still not full yet. So I'm just gonna let it grow. So I might look like I don't even know what I'm gonna look like in a little bit, but we'll see. My neck is definitely like filled completely out. My Adam's apple is there. Speaking of Adam's apple, my voice is progressively getting deeper. Like, it's really dropping lately, and that's honestly because I've just been every Monday shot. I haven't been forgetting them. I've been making it a point. Like, I've even written it on my little dry erase calendar. You know, it's there, so I remember. Let's see. My shoulders are very broad. My back muscles are getting a lot more defined because of work. I just lift all the time, constantly going at work. I don't really take breaks as far as it goes. I take my lunch, which is an hour, but that's still, you know, I don't stop moving and lifting shit all day. So there's that. As far as like muscles in general, they're really like filling out in the bottom as well. Hair is everywhere. Hair is all over the place. I'm becoming a fucking Sasquatch, basically. I'm getting hair on my hands, my wrists. My arm hair is getting a lot thicker. Like, that was not like that before. Look at all that hair. The backs of my arms, my armpit hair, my stomach, my chest, my back, my ass. Like I said in my previous update, which was in March, but still, it's gotten even more prominent since then. My wrists are actually filling out as well. They're a lot like my arms to my hands. It used to do this major dip, but now my wrists are like very thick. My veins are coming in very prominently as well. Still, that also might just be from working out at work. My body, like, torso shape is definitely not dipping anymore. It's straight. I have a very prominent V. My chest has reduced in fat still. It's continuing to slowly, like, go down. My leg hair is coming in a lot on my thighs now. Like, a lot. It's, like, connecting at my knees. Because before I didn't really have hair around my knees. But now it's, like, connected between my knees and, like, my calves and my thighs. It's all, like, hair. It's all come together. My appetite is really, like, pronouncing itself and coming back because I'm at a better mental state and I'm a lot happier now, so I'm eating a lot more. My sex drive is getting higher again. It just is coming in waves, so now it's just, like, all the time again. It kind of feels like I've started Tia over, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain that, because at the very beginning a lot of things were very, like, noticeable, and that's kind of how it is now. I guess it's just because I've been regularly doing my shots. There's nothing wrong with kind of taking a step back and taking a break from doing your shots as often for your mentality's sake, but I think definitely now that I'm in a better mental place as far as, like, my life, it seems a lot easier to just do the things that are going to take care of me and keep me where I'm at, and progress. Let's see. My skin has gotten more oily, for sure, especially my face. I've been getting more acne, because I sweat a lot now at work. It's getting hot outside. It's been, like, hell's front porch, basically, especially in North Carolina. And, they redid the parking lot at my job, so it's like fresh asphalt on top of just being outside moving constantly. I'm always sweaty. But the sweat now is a lot different than being, than before T. Before T, I didn't really sweat much. Like, I would sweat here and there, like, under my arms, or, like, along my hairline. It would just be a little bit of sweat. But now, I'll come inside from dispensing a grocery order, and I will be dripping sweat. And it's, like, 8 in the morning. So it's like, I will pour sweat. Like, it'll come down my face, it'll be dripping off my nose, like, that's kind of, like, where I'm at as far as sweat. It'll be, down my back, my shoulders, I'll sweat everywhere, and that's a lot different. And then, I guess because of the sweat and all the oil in my skin, my face is getting a lot more oily. I have to wash my face every night now with, like, right now I'm using volcanic clay face wash, but it's either that or it's got to have menthol in it or charcoal. And if it doesn't have those three things, my skin hates it and gets really mad at me. So I have to maintain cleaning my pores out. Hygiene is very important in general. And I know, like, a lot of cis men are very bad at hygiene, and I don't understand how. Because, like, for me personally, if I get, like, stinky, or if I get sweaty, or if I just get oily, and, like, I feel gross and gritty, I can't go to sleep without taking a shower. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. And I don't know how cis men do it. Like, I don't know how people just don't give a fuck about their hygiene, because you feel disgusting. So, I've definitely had to take a lot more, like, I've always had pretty decent hygiene, but lately I've had to take a lot more care of my body. I switched to using a body wash that has charcoal in it and exfoliating little, like, pebbles, because my skin it hates me right now if I don't maintain it. So I've had to use a lot of exfoliants, but I haven't had any major like breakouts as far as acne, but there are certain like times that I'll just get little spots and places, especially like my shoulders and my mid back and between my shoulder blades, because that's a lot of my sweat just kind of collects there. As far as like my binder, I'll sweat like in spots that's a little bit tighter. Let's see what else. As far as like dysphoria, I've been doing a lot better with my dysphoria. Lately, all my dysphoric thoughts have mainly been centered around my chest. I really have been like struggling with wanting top surgery right now, lately. It's expensive and I don't have insurance, so I'm trying to kind of figure out what I want to do about that, but I do want to get that taken care of and over with. Because that's the one thing that I really like. It irritates me, especially in the summer, because like if you think about it, I can't just walk around shirtless. Even though I really want to, I can't, and that bothers me. I just wish I could take my shirt off without hating myself. But there's that. As far as like mental, nothing really has changed. I've just been every day getting more and more positive, more and more like able to shrug off people who just don't really vibe with me being trans. Like it just, now I don't feel like I have to get everybody on board with being okay with it, you know. I've kind of been doing a lot of soul searching lately as far as it goes with cutting off people who are transphobic out of my life. A lot of it's family that I'm like, I think the biggest one I'm struggling with right now is my mom. Because I do remember, it was before I started hormones, but me and her used to butt heads constantly about me being trans, and I'm not trying to like change her mind or convince her or anything, but it's getting really toxic whenever I talk to my mom, because I've noticed, and it's like, it's not getting any different, but I've noticed every time I talk to her, she uses female pronouns, and she uses like my government, and it feels like she's almost like doing it out of spite. Not spite, but she's doing it out of like in regard to herself, because she told me before I started T, and we were having a discussion one time and I was very emotional about it and I was struggling. She was basically like, well, maybe once you start getting facial hair, which I have, I'll start to be able to kind of like correlate you with being a man. And then she was like, well, maybe when your voice gets deeper too, like, maybe it'll be easier that way. I look very male right now. I pass very well. And my voice is very deep. Like, I don't think I've been misgendered other than by her. I don't think I've been misgendered in, God, it's been a minute. It hasn't been a full year, but it's been a while since I've been misgendered. Even with Corona, like, so, fuck Corona, honestly, but it's kind of interesting because if I wasn't on hormones right now, and with Corona being a thing and having to wear a mask everywhere, I would be very dysphoric just going into public, because if you think about it, this much is covered. You know, like this much is covered from a mask. But when you turn to the side, you can still see between where the strings are around my ears, you can see this, you know. So it's not that bad, and my voice is deep. So it's like, in my head, I'm thinking like, wow, if I was pre-T during COVID, I'd be struggling, because I already struggled when I didn't have to have something over the lower half of my face with passing, because of my voice. You know, that's really what it was. But she told me that forever ago. It's been some years, but I don't know if she forgot or if she was just telling me that to give me a false sense of like hope to get me to shut up about it. But it's like, I don't know. I used to see my mom pretty frequently, and lately I've been kind of distancing myself from her just because it's not healthy for me. I love her, but it's been a real struggle because I love the shit out of my mom. Like, I'd do anything for her, and we've been through a lot of shit together. But it's getting now to a point where I have other people in my life who kind of serve as a mother figure. Like, at work, I have somebody, I'm currently staying with somebody who I kind of see as a mother figure, and both of them have been like, I don't understand why anyone can look at their own kid and just invalidate their identity like that. So it's been really hard for me lately, because it is like, that's, you know, I understand the struggle and the frustration and the just getting on board with using the correct pronouns and all that jazz, but I'm an adult. I'm about to be 30 soon, and not even that, but this is something I know for a fact is me. And it's like, to sit back and be like, no, that makes me uncomfortable, I'm not going to respect that. That just doesn't sit well with me. So I've been kind of struggling lately as far as, like, family goes. Like, I had no problem cutting off the rest of my family, but my mom, it's really hard, because me and her were very close, and now it's just kind of like, okay, there's things that I've done to help her with her mental health, to help her be more comfortable, and it's just the fact that she can't reciprocate that for me. It's something I've really been struggling with lately. But yeah, so there's that. There's my update. If there's anything that anybody wants to know, any questions that anybody has about the changes I've been going through, or just how I feel about certain things, feel free to comment below. As far as my YouTube goes, I know I don't really get many views or many people paying attention to what I post or what I do, and at this point, I know that I mainly do this shit for myself, but if anyone is interested, feel free to hit me up. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Stay safe out there, stay healthy, and keep your head up. It'll get better.